everyone and welcome to the video. So today this is going to be the last video I do on the KSI Logan Deji Jake Paul fights. So let's get straight into it. So the fights were yesterday. Boy, they were really good. I really enjoyed watching them and 10 out of 10. Oh yes. So today I'm going to talk about the fights and let's talk about the fights. Woo! So let's do the first fight of the evening, which was Deji versus Jake Paul. So let's just get straight into it. So this was, it was interesting. So it was a meh fight, you know. It wasn't amazingly exciting, but it wasn't dull and boring. Unfortunately, Jake Paul came out on top for that. I have no idea how. I really thought Deji had it. I really did, because first 2 rounds Deji was hitting a lot of shots on him, and I was like, yes, this is what we need. Like, Deji, this is amazing. Yes, keep this up. But it was just after those first 2 rounds where he slowly deteriorated downhill. Like, he done so well. Everyone, like, after these fights, like, everyone was still supporting it. Everyone still was like, look, on Twitter, just take your time to read these tweets. Like, even though he lost, everyone still supports him for doing what he done. He got in that ring, and even though he didn't win, he sure did leave a mark on Jake Paul. Like, look at that. That's not... He busted him up pretty good. So, you know, he wasn't a pathetic guy just going in to not fall over. And Jake being arrogant as ever, saying, I'll knock him out first round. Guess what? That didn't happen, did it, Jake? No, he brought you to the 5th round, okay? So that was no easy fight for you. He busted up your face. He did give you a good run for your money, okay? He didn't back down, but it was just the end, late rounds, it wasn't working out. You could see he was just staggering all over the place. He was like jelly. He kept backing into corners. He was over. And it was so annoying because I think he had so much more to deliver, but just, he couldn't. But it was really good, and, you know, it was a good enough fight, and I still support Deji all the way. Even though he lost, he fought really well, and we do all respect for what he done. But going over to Jake Paul. So after Jake Paul won the fight, he got handed the mic to say a few words to millions online and the thousands in the arena. And what does Jake Paul say? Have a guess, just have a guess. Let's think of Jake Paul. What do you think he would do? Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. He promoted his merch. Yes, after winning a fight, he decides, nah, this isn't enough money for me. I'm going to sell crappy merch to get even more money. How pathetic. That is pathetic. You could say anything, not like, oh, this was a great fight, or talk about the fight. No, I'm going to promote my merch. What? Pathetic. He is so greedy, doesn't care about anyone else. He's greedy, pathetic, and useless. Okay? Like, that's all you do, is promote your merch. That blew me away. It wasn't the fight that annoyed me. It wasn't because Deji lost. That didn't annoy me. It was because Jake plugged his merch. That just put me off completely. No, I had enough at that stage. So, and I don't want to just say, I don't want to complain or whatever. I don't want to be a complainer. But it was a very unfair fight. Just look at these stats. Like, was it Jake 189 pounds compared to 174? That's a big difference. Jake is a lot taller, so it was a bit of an unfair fight, but I don't want to complain, okay? It was still a great fight, and I still love Deji, and I still support him all the way, okay? Just wanted to say that, you know. But let's move on to Logan versus KSI. This was the big one. This was the big one. After the little brothers had squabbled over really crappy, well, actually I don't want to say crappy, but, you know, whatever. It was time for the big brothers to have a go at each other. And boyo, was it good. Was it good. Holy crap. I was so pumped for this. The second they were stepping out, coming to the ring, you have no idea. You have no idea how excited I was. So let's talk about this fight, shall we? So we came out and I knew this is going to be a tough fight. And it was a very tough fight. It was a very close fight. As I said from the beginning, from the start, I heard these fights. Logan versus KSI, that was going to be a close fight. And I knew it. Like, Logan is in the nose, so shove over guy, whatever. But yeah, we'll just get straight into it. But they came out into the ring, and I think it was the first 2-ish rounds, I was worried. I was quite worried. Because, Logan was, I think, about 2 inches taller, and his reach, that's what threw JJ off at the start, was his reach. He couldn't get in close enough. He couldn't get in. But I was like, oh god, I don't want this to be a 2-0 to oh god. But he had his reach and I was like, god, this is not looking good. This is not looking good. But it was round 3 where the tables flipped very drastically. So I was looking at the way it was happening, and all I could think of was the Joe Weller KSI fight. And I was just picturing it in my mind. And round 3 was when KSI took his moment. And boy, was round 3 KSI's round. He knew what he was doing. He was wearing Logan out. He was doing what he was doing. Round 3 onwards, he went in. Boy, did he go in. You could see he was hitting a lot more punches. One thing I didn't like, though, was ever so often he'd do a massive wild swing at Logan, and he'd miss, and that would throw him off a lot more. And sometimes Logan would take advantage of this. One point in the fight that happened, he lost his balance. He was like, God, and Logan took a good few hits out of him. But JJ actually, surprisingly, got over that really quickly. All the commentators were surprised by that, how he got up really quickly and he was not fazed by it. But it was round 3 onward where you could see Logan was slowing down a lot more. You could see there was a lot less power behind his punches. You could see everything slowing down. The whole fight was slowing down, and you're like, this is his downfall. It's slowly deteriorating, and this is where I was getting real pumped. It went to the full 6 rounds as well, so boy, was it a close one. And you could see JJ was doing a lot more hitting. He was hitting him and hit. Boy, they were doing a lot of great hits at each other. But overall, they announced the winner of the KSI Logan fight. It was a draw. It was a draw. After all that, they came up with a draw, which I was not happy about. I was not happy about that at all. My personal opinion, KSI should have won that. He definitely should have won that as well. I looked at the scores of what they judged him on. So KSI was 57, 58, 57. And Logan was 57, 57, 57. And that ended up in a draw. I don't know, but is it me, but is 58 bigger than 57? So how is that a draw? 58 is bigger than 57, and you call that a draw? That's not a draw. KSI should have won that. He hit a lot more hits on him. He was wearing him out. Last 3-4 rounds, KSI had it. And it was obvious. But they call it a draw. That did not please me in the slightest at all. But I have to give respect to where respect is given, or whatever that saying is. I can't think of it. But it was good to see at the end of the fight that Logan is not like his brother, and he is a lot less annoying about it. He went to KSI and he went, thank you for saving my career, and that was great. I'm not a fan of Logan Paul, you all know that, but for this fight I did have to give him a little respect for saying, he comes up to him, shakes his hand and says, thank you for saving his career, or everything that happened about the rats and the suicide forest really screwed him up this year. He really did, and this fight really did save his career. So that's what I did like about this fight. Then he went up to KSI and he thanked him and shook his hand about it. But boyo, was I still not happy about a draw. But they are going to be doing a rematch, which I've given up at this point. God, that's going to take another 6 months or so for that to happen. KSI should have won that, but boy, were these just great fights. Like, respects to Logan, he fought really well. I'm not a fan of him, but I do have to respect him for being a good sport and not being, you know, complaining about everything. This wasn't, oh, la 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 la, and whatever. He thanked KSI for saving his career and, you know, give him some confidence finally. But yeah, that's gonna wrap up today's video. Do hope you enjoyed it. Please, in the comments below, put in the comments below your opinions on these fights. Was it fair? Not with Deji and Jake anyway. But was it fair? Was it this? Was it that? So yeah, put it in the comments below and I will read and reply to as many as I can. So thank you everyone for watching this video and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.